With more and more people from different cultures coming to Ahmadiyya, do you see any changes, or how do you see this affecting Ahmadiyya?
In fact, it is a good news and a bad news as well. Those who come into Ahmadiyya, they offer themselves to us to work upon them, and the preaching begins from then on. They come with good points, they come with bad points. Their cultural backgrounds, their racial backgrounds differ, and their traditional good or evil habits also differ. So it's a huge problem we are confronting in the entire world. Problems relating to USSR countries are different. There is their moral problems, their social, economic problems, and so are the problems of African countries, and African countries also differ from one to the other. So I have to sit on this and to command the whole situation from this place, despite my humility and despite my nothingness. So, because I believe in God, so I have to pray regularly, day in and day out, for help from God. And because that help comes, and I can see it descending, so my faith in Him increases with the passage of time. But without His help, it is an impossible problem which cannot be resolved. The only instrument which I tell Ahmadis to be armed with is honesty and truth. If they themselves are true and honest, this is something which is contagious in human nature. People think it's only evil which penetrates human nature and people accept evil. There is a paradox in this situation. Man craves for goodness, yet he adopts evil. This is the major paradox which we are confronting. He adopts evil because he thinks he can gain more for himself. But he likes goodness because if people are good to him, he likes it. He does not want to be a target of egos of others. So it's a paradox. He wants good, he likes goodness, he knows it's good. And that is why many a time he preaches goodness to his children, to his wife, and other relatives, even friends, while he himself is an evil person. So deep below, the verdict of psyche, a human psyche, is that goodness is good. We must crave for it. And the cry of the ego is, don't listen to this voice. You will be much better off if you, for yourself, you chart a different route completely, and which should ultimately be directed to serve your cause and not the cause of the society. With all these problems confronting us, I'm strongly exhorting Ahmadiyya people who convert others that they must themselves be true and honest, because this truth in them will be catching. Because those with whom we are dealing, they come with a mind to accept the new influences. They are not like ordinary people whose egos are driving them away. They also have their egos, but they have decided to benefit from the new society which they accept. And they can only be benefited if the people who preach to them, first of all, preach to themselves and become models in absolute justice, absolute honesty, absolute truth. These absolute values which most of the philosophers deny are most essential for bringing about a revolution in the world. Without absoluteness, you can't bring universality of character, bring about universality of character. And this is what we are trying to achieve. And with the grace of Allah, we are most successful in African countries than elsewhere. Because primitive as they are in many things, they are also innocent. And what they believe sincerely. Otherwise the conversion would never have taken place. Because from whichever society we draw them, that society is invariably antagonistic to Ahmadiyya, very hostile. So if they sacrifice their personal interests and break away from a society which is trying to drag back into their own rut, that means that they are convinced of the truth. So if they are convinced of the truth, they would readily offer themselves for us to work upon them. And this I find applicable far more in Africa than in other places. For instance, in European society and some other societies, this antagonism is not shown in the way that it is shown in third world and African societies. So we hope that these people will begin to change for the better. And they are showing signs of that change for the better with the grace of Allah. Will that be enough for the
Yes,
handling?
that's right. Thank you.